I chose to brew beer because it's hands-on, it's fun. Every day is something different. It's not sitting at a desk pushing paper. My first day at 38, we hit the ground running and we made 2 barrels of Kolsch. I have been at 38 State Brewing Company for 3 years now, since day one of our opening. I have worked at other breweries and distilleries for the past 5 years now in the professional brewing scape. I helped John over at Golden City Brewery. I've helped John with his yeast company where we sold yeast to several breweries, and I also worked as a part-time distiller at Downslope Distilling. The first time I met John was working at Beer at Home, and he came in with a 7-barrel brew house design, just a schematic, blueprint if you will, and I said to the guy I was working for at that time, we have to hire this guy. And from that day forward, we've been making awesome beer. The first time I knew I wanted to brew beer was when I was a freshman in college, and our kicker on the football team was a home brewer. And you only have to be 18 to brew beer at home. So that was my first introduction to beer, and I just fell in love. I attended the University of Northern Colorado because they're the only school that gave me a football scholarship. I chose to study in biochemistry because my offensive line coach in high school, he taught biology, and it just seemed like a pretty good segue into brewing. My favorite thing about brewing is it's going to be twofold. One, I get to work with my best friend every single day, which is really awesome. And 2, brewing beer in general, it's never the same thing every single day. You have to have some figure-it-outness about you. The figure-it-outness comes from having to think on the fly when something breaks, something doesn't go according to plan. It's something I feel in this industry and just in the workforce in general, people lack it. If something goes wrong, they have to call a supervisor, they have to call somebody, instead of figuring it out themselves. It's incredibly frustrating. I think this world could do a whole lot better with some figure-it-outness. So the tattoo on my calf is related to brewing beer. It is the 4 main ingredients: water, yeast, barley, and hops. It's kind of a tribute to brewing. And on the back side, it says brew or die, which my friend Jake and I, we decided one day to just go out and get brew or die tattooed on us. Kind of stupid. Working at a brewery has not changed the way I think, dress, or act. It's actually allowed me to be more of myself. Brewing has probably helped me with everything in my life. It's allowed me, as I said earlier, to be more of myself. It's brought me an insane amount of friends in the brewing community. It's pretty awesome. I always like to say we're not in the brewing industry, we're in the relationship industry. Because if you're not out there making relationships, building friendships, you're doing it wrong. It's an incredibly fun industry to be a part of. People aren't there to hold your hands 24/7. John and I, in back, we don't really have a boss. We police ourselves. Our job is done regardless of whether our boss is down our throats or not. So, be your own boss and handle things accordingly and get things done. Figure it out. All right. Do I need to push stop on this? Oh, yeah, I won't touch it.